Hello, my name is FREUND. I lead the transparency and integrity work of Transparency International in Brussels. So we're here talking about participation. So participation, I would understand as anything that we as citizens, voters can do beyond going to the ballot every couple of years. So at the level of the EU, let's look a bit what that concretely means and what we can do as citizens. There's the tool of the European Citizens Initiative, where 1 million Europeans can submit an initiative to the European Commission. We can participate in public consultations. There's hundreds every year on the website of the Commission. We can submit petitions to the European Parliament, can complain to the European Ombudsman when something is not quite right, or we can actually also go demonstrate. The most successful at that are probably the farmers. Just sprinkle a bit of milk on the EU institutions in Brussels and you walk away with 500 million of subsidies for milk or something. So participation in the legislative process is probably the most important. Citizens want to influence and want to get their voice heard in the laws that govern all our lives. Unfortunately, we see that more and more this has become a business for professionals. There's more than 35,000 lobbyists in Brussels that do this on a daily basis, and navigating this process probably needs at least an EU affairs degree at this point. This, as we have already heard, leads to mistrust in government. What happens behind closed doors in Brussels is something that a lot of people around Europe wonder about. But I also have to say that not all participation is good, and that the internet is not just a silver bullet that is going to solve all our issues here. Actually, if participation is done badly, it can probably lead to even more distrust, disenchantment, frustration on the part of citizens. We've seen a number of examples for that in the EU, and actually just in those moments when citizen participation is maybe strongest, when there is thousands of citizens participating in a consultation, not something that a lot of citizens do on their weekend, for example, then their answers get ignored, and then of course citizens think, why am I doing this in the first place? So participation should not be a box-ticking exercise, but when it's done well, it should actually be a conversation. It should be an exchange of arguments where both parties, government and citizens, can walk away at the end and say, okay, maybe I didn't get 100% of what I wanted, but I understood the argument and I can buy into the decision that was adopted at the end. So if participation is done right, we get more trust in government, we get better laws, better decisions, we get a better informed public debate, and the buy-in into the outcome. Thank you.